Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished visitors, and our friends from Greece and Cyprus, thank you so much for having us here today. Ambassador, thank you so much for putting together this wonderful event. It's great to see such a large turnout and such a great representation from both of our countries, and that's really tremendous. The Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics is located in Waterloo in Canada, which is just south of Toronto. It is the world's largest institute for theoretical physics. And the vision was really to create the foremost center for foundational theoretical physics through a public-private partnership, bringing together the world's greatest minds in a shared enterprise to really create breakthroughs to transform our future. Quite lofty vision. It goes right back to 1999. In 1999, this was our home in downtown Waterloo. Mike Lazaridis, the inventor of the smartphone and Greek-Canadian, really set up a Perimeter Institute back in 1999 with a vision, and this really all started whenever he was a student several years ago, whenever he was thinking about the importance of physics and the importance of basic research and the need to ensure that we're investing in it adequately to ensure that the future of mankind could be transformed. With an investment of $100 million at the time, which was a third of his current wealth at that particular time, he set up the Perimeter Institute. Since then, we've now grown to be the world's largest institute of our kind. Stephen Hawking, who's one of our distinguished visitors, actually made this quote, which was, "Perimeter Institute is now one of the world's leading centers in theoretical physics, if not the leading center." Whenever you think of science, sometimes you think of microscopes, sometimes you think of Bunsen burners. At Perimeter, it's blackboards and coffee. That's what we are. It's a theoretical institute. It's looking at the mathematics and looking at the physics and how that can create the transformations of our time. The interesting thing is, whenever you look at the connections with Greece, obviously mathematics and physics go right back to the origins of society here. There's a tremendous tradition going all the way back. We mentioned Aristotle, but obviously we've got Pythagoras, we've got Anaximandros, we've got so many different physicists and mathematicians that really come from this amazing culture. And we are tremendously proud to be connected with the Greek culture and to be able to hopefully represent you in an appropriate way. Perimeter really was set up in an interesting way right from the beginning. Mike Lazaridis had a tremendous vision. And the vision really was set up on three basic infrastructures, looking at world-class research, world-class training, and world-class outreach, and the overlap between the three different areas. From the research perspective, as you can see from the slide, we cover quite a considerable area within the world of physics. The beauty of the work that we do, and for those of you that are physicists in this room, whenever you look at these different areas of physics, generally they don't have people that work together in some of these areas. What Perimeter has managed to actually do is to bring people from the best of their fields to ensure that they work together and to cross some of the boundaries in physics that sometimes don't get crossed. The importance of that is that breakthroughs always happen on the edges. They don't happen going down the highways. The edges of research and the challenges of looking at the edges of research is really where breakthroughs come from. And we're very fortunate that our faculty are working together, and whenever the papers are developed and whenever work is coordinated, it's always looked at from cross-pollination of ideas from different areas. It can be said that physics is the foundations of all technology. Electromagnetism really was the foundation of the smartphone revolution and the digital revolution that we're currently going through today. I'm sure Einstein back in the early part of the century didn't realize that his theory of relativity would lead to GPS technology. Physics, in many ways, is tied in with the technologies that we're facing today. More importantly, though, it's tied in with the technologies that we're facing tomorrow. And part of that will involve the quantum revolution. The quantum revolution really is to do with Moore's law. And Moore's law, for those of you that are not aware of it, really every time you look at your computer and you go back to a digital store to purchase, be it a phone or a laptop or whatever it might be, the technology within that gets smaller and smaller and more powerful every year. And that's tied in with Moore's law. And the general belief at this current time is that technology will evolve to a point that once we hit through 2020, 2025, somewhere around there, that we will basically run out of that technology. The next step is the quantum revolution. And Perimeter, from a theoretical perspective, is really one of the leaders globally in developing the understanding of quantum matter, quantum materials, quantum foundations, and so on. We have faculty from all over the world teaching our students. Our students obviously come from all over the world as well. Our Perimeter Scholars International works with universities in partnership across Canada, and our outreach program reaches students and across Canada, and also we're in Singapore and other countries across the world as well. We've worked on developing the next Amandros Scholarship, which is with the Hellenic Heritage Foundation and the Savage Chamberlain Foundation. We represent this foundation here today. Obviously named from the world's greatest, one of the world's original scientists, Anaximandros, and mentor of Pythagoras. We're looking to get students from all over Greece, hopefully, to consider coming to Perimeter to study physics. Over the next few years, we're going to be looking at developing the next decade of discovery, looking at chairs, developing research centers, and building upon the culture of mathematics and physics. So thank you so much for having us. We very much appreciate being here, and we look forward to working with our Greek and Cypriot friends in the future. Thank you so much.